Okay, so I'm very excited and a little bit, I'm always excited before these live events. I'm apologizing ahead for my grammar mistakes that I'll probably make. Tonight I want to tell you a little bit about what we are going to do tonight. And then we'll have a slideshow, and after that we'll have a visualization, and then we can start creating. I'm actually now in the process of writing my second book about my new method, the color archetypes. So tonight we are actually going to do the first lesson of the color archetypes course. So as I told you, we will experience a visualization where you will find out your colors, your special color maps, and we will create our childhood color map, which is the first stage in the journey of 7 steps. And in this journey, you will experience healing and transformation, and you will get a tool that you could use in your art. If you decide to continue with me on this adventure, you could still enjoy the early bird price in this course until tomorrow. So let's get started. Just take me a minute. Okay. So I want to talk a little bit before about how color is magical. I love color. I love color combinations. And I believe that the 3 primary colors and the 3 secondary colors that compose the rainbow have very powerful energy. We all feel magic when we look at the rainbow. So colors are very strong archetypes in our soul, but we are not exactly sure how. So I want to talk a little bit about our soul energy, and our world is composed of energies. Feeling are energies, actions are energies, connection with others have energies. So through shamanic studies, I discovered that there are 3 main energy modes, and these are the core energy mode, the connection energy mode, and the spiritual energy mode. And I'll expand a little bit later. I choose to use the language of color to describe the energies of my soul. The 3 primary colors, red, blue, and yellow, they make up all the colors in the universe. And respectively, the 3 primary energies of the soul, the core, connection, and spirit, they create infinite use and possibilities in our life. So in the color archetypes method, each soul energy is expressed by 1 primary colors. And that's what we are going to learn today. When all the 3 energies are balanced, we experience the energy of love, which is similar to the concept of Jung, the self archetype. A feeling of connectedness to ourselves, to our community, and to spirit. We feel whole and complete. We feel that we are on the right path of fulfilling our dreams. So I'll explain a little bit about each energy. And I just have to say that the colors that you see here, these are my colors. And today you will see that in the color archetype method, each of you will have his own map. So my core color is blue, but maybe your core color will be red or yellow. We'll see. So what is the core energy? I feel the core energy when I'm on my own, when I'm alone, when I'm feeling centered and relaxed, when I'm creating something, when I'm exploring ideas or thinking. I can experience a feeling of flow. This is actually my most private and honest energy. And usually I can feel it from my throat down to the end of my belly. And the connection energy mode, which is probably the most complicated energy. We are all born from the other, so it's the first energy we feel. We feel it when we interact with others. This energy has very strong hold on our life. because we are programmed to connect with others. And there are lots of circles of others, our families, our friends, our neighbors, our country, etc. So I think maybe it's the energy that we mostly want to explore and balance in our life. And finally, the spiritual energy mode, which usually you can feel from your throat and to the top of your head. It's the highest and lightest energy. Children are connected to this energy very naturally. Our dreaming child, which is a concept that I'm talking about, is connected to this energy all the time. Is like our guide to it. This energy is also help us to connect with nature and feel the wonder and excitement about creation. All the arts, literature, and all the knowledge that exists from the beginning of civilization is part of this energy. Unfortunately, we don't always know how to balance our energies, and they are getting all mixed up inside. So tonight, we are going to create our childhood color energy map. And the color energy map is a tool that uses color to express the energies that we were born with. The energies that are supposed to help us create the life that we always dreamed of. So we will discover the color of our three main energies, as well as the colors of the transitions between these energy states. So we are going actually to explore 6 colors. Every time we transition between our energy states, we create balance. And every time that we balance our energy, we get closer to the natural state of our soul, the original energy that is our purpose in life. So I want to show you this. These are maps of my students. I have done this course a few times in Israel. About 100 people already did this course. So you can see that each of them made a different map. For example, this map, the core color is yellow and onwards. And in this map, the lower one, the core color is red. So in the color archetype method, each of us will have a different energy map that will create different combinations. When we do the guided visualization, you will discover your core energy color and your connection and spiritual colors. We are going to use today and concentrate only on these 3 primary colors, because as I told you, these are the magical, I call them magical colors, because they create all the colors in the universe. So what we are going to discover today, each of you will create a different map, as I said. You will get to know the special personal meaning of these 3 primary colors, as well as the 3 secondary colors, because the secondary colors, I call them the transitional colors. And you will create a map of healing process that you could continue either on your own or with me on the color archetype course. I just want to spend a minute of talking about what will happen actually in the color archetype course. We are going to go into each color in depth and learn how to balance each energy. In each lesson, I will concentrate on one archetype that influences your life. And archetypes and colors are connected to each other. We will learn about it. You will get a process that you could do again and again to balance yourself. You will get also a tool for insight and reflection on all the art that you create. This is a transformational course. And as I said, I extended the early bird price until tomorrow, so you could all enjoy it. So now I want to start to do our guided visualization. I want you to feel comfortable and find a comfortable place for yourself. I just want to say one word before we start. This is a visualization when you will go to your to a phase in your life when you were in your mother, just before you were born. If you cannot see anything, it's okay. You can just imagine. You can just follow my words and imagine. just try to concentrate on the three colors, the red, blue, and yellow, and try to imagine them as part of your birth. Okay, so let's close our eyes and breathe in. Breathe in and breathe out. And now see yourself as a baby in your mother's womb. You're swimming in the amniotic fluid and feel the deep connection between your body and your mother. You are only 3 months old. You are swimming in pleasantly warm water and see 3 lights moving around you. Red light, yellow light, and blue. They move along with you. Now you are 6 months old. You are kicking at the walls of the womb and testing your boundaries. You can hear voices from afar and feel gentle movement. When you look to the right or left, you see colorful rings of energy surrounding you, protecting you, and moving with you. 3 colorful rings of blue, red, and yellow lights protecting you. Now you are 9 months old. You are very big. It's hard to move your head. It's stuck in a narrow tunnel. You feel intense pressure. Your body is cramped and there is no room to move or turn around. You know that you are about to go outside, but it seems impossible. You know that very soon you will have to push with all your strength. But meanwhile, for one more short, sweet moment, you want to enjoy the deep connection within yourself, the feeling that you are not alone. And you can feel these 3 lights around you, protecting you. Red, yellow, and blue. And then a strong flow of energy pushes you forward, and you have to exert yourself. You start to push your head forward. It's difficult. You keep pushing and pushing, and the wave you sensed from behind helps you move forward. Then there is a moment of calm. You rest. It's hard to breathe, there is no air, and it's dark. But then another huge wave of energy starts up again, and you can't think, you simply push. You become that wave of energy, and your whole body is forced out. From the darkness, you burst out into the blinding light. Hands hold you and cling you up. You don't understand what's happening. Someone is crying, maybe 2 people. You are crying yourself. You feel cold, and then you feel that someone has cut off your connection. And then you are wrapped in a blanket. You feel warm and wet hands holding you. You hear the same voices that you heard from within the womb, but stronger, next to you. You feel lips kissing your head. And at that moment, you can see the clearest you'll ever see. 3 protective rings of color surrounding you in blue, red, and yellow. They are bright and beautiful. Just imagine that. From your abdomen to your neck, you see your core energy color. It's one of the three. It's either blue or red or yellow, and it is shining and glowing. Below it, to the tips of your toes, another color envelops you and grounds you. And from your neck to the crown of your head, you see and feel the spiritual color, also powerful and shining. You see the three circles of color and feel them embedded in you, starting to impact your experience. You take a deep breath and you see yourself, the newborn baby, carried by your mother into your home. Now, slowly, when you feel ready, come back here and let's take a few minutes just to write this experience. Let's take like 2-3 minutes and I'll prepare my camera. And I just want to show you, this is my color archetype notebook. It's part of the course when you learn how to do this special notebook with all the colors. And I just wanted to show you, this is what we are actually going to do now in a minute. And these are some of the work that we will do on the course. So each work is one step in the journey. I did them on separate pages. It's also possible. You don't have to do it on a notebook. So each of them is a process of healing for one color in your map. So I'm going to work on this page, and before I start, I just want to create like a small reading for this map we are going to do. So what I want you to do in the right side, just create like a small silhouette of yourself. Really something really simple, just for the sake of creating this map. And I'm going to use markers just to create this easily. So this is my core energy color. I'm writing it here on the side. This is the spiritual on the top, and here it's the connection energy. So my spiritual color is yellow. And my connection energy is red. And I told you about the transitional color. So blue and yellow create green. So this is my transitional color between the core energy and the spiritual energy. And blue and red create purple. And the last transitional color is between connection and spirit. And that's in my case, it's the orange color. And in the course, I'm going into depth on each of them. I also want to create another small one. It might be more easy. Another small reading here. I'm just making 6 rectangle, and I'm starting from our first one, which is core energy, and then the third one is the connection, And between them is the transition. Transition between core and connection. And the fifth one is the spiritual. And the middle one is, again, transition between connection and spiritual. And the last one is also transition between spiritual and core. And I'm just coloring them so it will be more easy for me to make the map. So this one is blue. I'm coloring first the primary colors. And then I'm adding the transitional colors. And if you have questions, just ask on the chat and Iris will try to answer it for you. Okay, so I have my two small readings. And do you need me to wait? I'm always walking too fast. I need you to tell me if you have to.
Yes, maybe there are a few questions about the map, is left or right map. So
Okay.
say that if your color, your core color is yellow, so you put your core up like the first square as
Yes.
yellow, and then just keep explaining the difference with
Yeah, I think the idea is that each of you has a different map, okay? So for the core color is like the first, yeah, you can say it's the first color you saw when I ask you in the visualization to see these rings around your body. So usually when you think of your core color is you feel it in your abdomen. So you can even do it now. Just close your eyes and think of like, what do you feel around the middle of your body? If you didn't see, Iris, anything, just go with your intuition. What do you feel is your core color? It doesn't have to be, if you didn't see it, you can just imagine it. It doesn't really, it's not really crucial which is which, because the three colors actually make all of us. So our self is constructed of these three colors. White is we'll learn about it in the course. White is a color that you can use to highlight things. It's a color of learning, of insights. Okay. Is it okay that I continue, or you still need a bit more time? More time. Okay. I'll wait a little bit. Louise, do you want to open your microphone and ask? When I mix red and blue, I get purple. So let me do it in a bit more easy way. We have the three primary colors, which are blue, red, and yellow. These are the three primary colors, okay? And these three, they create actually all the colors in the world. But before all the colors in the world, they create the three secondary colors. Okay, so as Iris wrote it for you here, the red and blue create purple, the red and yellow create orange, and the yellow and blue create green. So today we are going to work with these 6, 3 primary and 3 secondary colors. I think the main idea is that you try to feel it intuitively. Try to feel, if you have to choose one of the primary colors to be your, the color that symbolize your core energy, like the energy that is mostly you, if you have to pick up one of these three. So I picked up the blue, but maybe for someone else it's red or yellow, okay? And then the color of your connection energy, which is like the way you connect with others. So for me it's red, but maybe for others it's another color. So this is like the main idea here, that we are only using these 3 colors to describe these 3 connections. Okay, anyway, let's start, and I think you'll understand more when we do the actual map. I'm going to use my watercolors, and the first thing that I'm doing is I'm taking my core color, which is blue, and each of you will take her core color, and I'm just making a small round circular blot in the middle of the page. And that's it. Now, I just want to explain you why I use only the 3 primary colors to describe these 3 energies. It's actually a metaphor, okay? The 3 primary colors, they create all the colors in the world. So if we think of our energy in terms of these colors, and we balance them, we can create everything that we want. So this is why I ask you to concentrate on only these 3 colors for this exercise. I know that maybe some of you saw different colors, but just stick on with me on that and see what will happen. So the next stage is I'm going to now to do the circle of transitioning between my core color and my connection color. And in my small reading map, I have the purple here, and each of you knows what her next color is. So we are going to do another circle, and the way I'm doing it, I'm going to do a circle, and I'm leaving a little bit of space between my the first circle and the second one. Just do it in a meditative way. And slowly I'm closing all the gaps. Okay. So this is my second transitional color, and I'm transitioning between the core color, and then I'm moving on to the connection color, which is the third one. And my connection is red, and I'm doing it in the same way. I'm doing a circle and I'm leaving a white space. And slowly I'm closing it. You can also imagine that each of you create their own different rainbow. Okay, so the next, I think I will wait a little bit because I have to remember that I'm doing it too quickly. Great, Marie. I read what you said about the purple as being your spirit color. Just color what you feel. I'm just using those 3 colors because they are part of a system of colors. So each of you should go with what they feel. So I think I will move on to the next one, and my next color is the transition between my connection color and my spiritual color. And in my case, it's orange. And this transitional color is really interesting because it's all about the people that connects me to spirit, but it's also about my way with how can I contribute to other people, or what is my call in life. So this is a very important transitional color. And slowly I'm closing all the gaps, and maybe I will make it a little bit bigger even. Okay. And now finally I arrived to the spiritual color, which is yellow. And I take the time to circle the color around. And it's amazed me. I have done so many maps already, and each time these maps looks different. And each time I do it, I get different insights about myself, about my life, about all kinds of situations that I'm thinking about. So it's really useful to do this exercise even a few times. And I think now I reached the last one, which is, for me, is the transition between spiritual and core energy. And I think this is one of the most, also, all the energies are important, but for me, this one is really important because I'm thinking a lot about how to connect more with spirit. What are the best ways to connect with spirit and to actually, the spiritual energies, one is the energy that gives us, help us in every life situation. So whenever we need help, we can use this energy. Sometimes we connect to people that have this energy. And when I'm talking about spiritual energy, I'm not only referring to religious, not at all. It's, I see, for example, nature as spiritual. And for me also art, and all the arts have a spiritual feeling. Knowledge is can be spiritual. So there are all kinds of things that for me are spiritual. I'm just making here like a small rectangle around it because I want to color the background soon. I'm just going to look at what you are doing. I think what I'm going to do now is actually go back to my core color and color the rest of the page. And let's take our time to do it in a, we have enough time, so just do it And for each primary color, like each energy, for example, if my core color is blue, there are so many different blues that I can use. The same with red and yellow. There are so many hues to every primary color. So just choose for the background the color that you love the most, like the shade that you like the most. And you can use even a few shades, like maybe I will use a darker blue. And if you noticed, I'm working with a small, not a very big brush, because I want it to be meditative work. You really have to feel the energy of the colors. Usually when I'm working on other spreads, I'm using big brush for the background, but this time I just want to feel the color. Know what is our core color, our core energy. We don't really understand because we are so connected to others. So for the background, I offered you, I suggested to you to use the core color, but you can do whatever you want with the background. The most important thing is this map. I just wanted to get dry. This is why I'm coloring the background. But if you are doing the core color as your background, you can also think about this special energy. Maybe you will think about it later when we finish and you are on your own or before you go to sleep. But think about this special energy that makes you special, that there is nobody like you in the universe. And we all know and feel when we meet other people, we feel immediately that every one of us has special energy. But it's more difficult to feel it on ourselves. Like, it's more difficult to actually know my energy than to actually see it on other people, because we are so familiar with ourselves. It's difficult to think about it and to understand it. So I will give you a little bit more time to finish the background, and then we are going to do another step in the map. I'm just reading your chat questions. Great. I just read what Chantel, what you wrote. It's really interesting. And this is part of the magical coincidence because actually those three colors are together, they create ourselves. So there are three of them are part of us. Do you want to show me for a minute your maps? If you can lift it up. Wow. Look how amazing it is that each of us is different. Oh, I'm so happy to see that. Wow. Wow, thank you so much for showing that to me because it's really beautiful. So I think the next stage that I'm going to do is actually to think about our visualization. I'm working with just a very just a black pilot or any other marker. And I'm starting with my core energy, and I just want you to think of a symbol that just pop up to your head that symbolize this core energy. And for me, the symbol of a house is always there. So I'm just painting something small here. I'm looking for something more. Okay. And after we did this, I'm also writing the name of the energy. I'm writing core because I want to remember it later. Because this map is actually the something we are going to go through in the course all the time. So it's a map we are going to look at. It's a working map. So I just write the names of the energies. And now I go to the second energy, which is my transition between the core and the connection energy. And this is also, I didn't speak about it before, but this transition energy, imagine that you are like, for example, now I'm talking to you. So I'm all immersed in this special energy of connecting with you. But before we started this live event, I had to compose myself and to transition between my core energy and to be able to be in contact with you. So this transition energy is really important. And I think if we notice more, we take more time to notice this energy. Even this week, try to feel when you need to when you need to use this energy, when you are moving between being on your own and contacting other people. So I'm doing the same here. I'm just thinking of a symbol that symbolize for me this energy. So I just take a minute, and if you want, you can close your eyes and just let something pop into your head. And I'm now thinking of the eye symbol. And I'm painting it all around a few times. Okay, and now in the connection energy, I forgot to write the name. Didn't leave enough space, okay, but I'll do it here. Transition. Core and connection. Okay, maybe I will write the name before, so then I don't forget to leave spaces. It's even enough if you just try the three main energy: core, connection, and spirit. Spiritual. So now we keep going and finding like small symbols for each energy, and it's important sometimes to find symbols that when you are thinking about this energy and you have these symbols in your head, you can immediately remember this energy. So what is connection for you? We have so many types of connection, and as I said, it's one of the most intriguing energies. I'm going with the heart, as simple as it is, because my main task is to work on opening my heart. And the fourth energy, the transition of connection and spiritual. This energy, as I told you, is a bit complex to understand, but it has to do with finding people that connects you to the spiritual life, or finding your calling about spiritual life, how you can help other people to be connected. So it's actually really important. It's about, it's make this color makes you closer to your calling, to your vocation maybe. So I'm just taking a minute to think about the symbol that I want to use. And I think I will do this symbol of two people that are holding hands. And you can totally use my symbols. It's just to remind us about the quality of these energies. And this week, you can try to notice in your everyday life you can stop from time to time and just think, what do I feel now? What kind of energy? Just try to think in terms of energies, because we are not always noticing what we are feeling. We kind of live in autopilot mode most of the time. Okay, and then the spiritual energy. And now I take a symbol of a tree, because the spiritual energy is a mysterious, very mysterious energy. And I've been studying in my life all kinds of spiritual practices, but I think that the practice that helped me the most was the shamanic journeys. And it also is part of this method that I developed. But I think that any spiritual practice is great. Doesn't matter which it is. As long as it provides for renewal and gives you peace. Even just being in nature can be considered as a spiritual practice in my eyes. Okay, I think I reached the last one. And the last one is my transition between the core and the spiritual. And this is also so important for me, because I'm exploring this transitional place for so long. And I think this year I took a practice of walking in the nature to see the sunrise. So I think I will use the sun And you can see that sometimes the way I choose my symbol is very intuitive. It doesn't have to be logical or literal. And very soon, I will give you time to ask questions and maybe to share a little bit if you want. Because I know it might be a little bit confusing in the beginning. Because the main idea in the color archetype is that each of us is different. It was much more easier for me if I would just tell you core is blue and connection is red. But no, I just want you to have your own special combinations. And this is sometimes a little bit confusing. Yes, it's a very good question that Veronique asked. Each time we do it, so each time I'm preparing a new map and I'm starting the process of transitioning between all the stages, and this is what we are going to do in the color archetype course. It's a process of 7 weeks, of 7 lessons, and each lesson is one color and one archetype, and we are going into deep to each color. So every time we finish this process, we can do another map, and then maybe the colors will change. Anyway, those 3 colors are part of ourselves. This is a map of you. Your core color is just part of you, and your connection color is another part, and the spiritual is the 3rd part. So these 3 are part of yourself. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just write. I'm going to write, and I just want to say about why do I call it my childhood map? Because in this method, there are 3 phases in life, but the childhood is like the main, it's like the part when we are most close to our true self, and we are most connected. So that's the period of time that we need to heal more than anything. So this is why I start with the map of childhood. And this process, it can be done a few times. So I'm just writing it now, my color map of childhood. I'm writing my birth date, which is 1st of April, 69. And I'm also want to write here the date today. So today is the 16th of April, 2022. Because if I'll make another map, maybe in a few months, I just want to know and see the difference. This is actually the map. This drawing is our map, and it's the first stage of the course. And of course, after that, you can add on to this map if you want to add more things in the background. You can add a picture of yourself as a child, or you can add, but just leave this part untouched. So I'll just give you a little bit more time. I just want to highlight. And I'm soon going to ask you to show me again. I'm really curious to see what you're doing. I'm going to come back to you. Can you all please raise up your maps? Wow, this is amazing. Can you feel how amazing it is that we are from all around the world? We are sharing different maps, and we are doing it all together. It's wow. I'm really so much touched by it. I want to leave a few minutes for you to ask questions. Yes, anyone else wants to ask?
I'll ask a question or talk about my experience if that's okay.
Yes, of course. Who is
And I'm
it?
sorry that I'm not, this is Chantal. Sorry that I'm not visible. Is that okay?
Ah, okay. You're not visible. Okay. Yes.
And so I won't be able to show you my my piece, but again, I accidentally went with, I originally thought yellow, then with the visualization went red as my core, but then when I picked up the paintbrush and the paint, I made a yellow circle as the core. And it was really interesting and so much more in alignment with who I am. And what I find though particularly of interest is the symbols. So as I went yellow to orange, my symbol for the core is a circle, which is, and then the Vesica Pisces, it's almost but it became a diamond. So for the connection between others, it's a diamond. And so the idea of all of the multiple facets that we each hold has a lot of meaning, and my connection to others through their facets and my facets, and how, and then in the, again, the idea of for the connection is two circles connecting and overlapping, which again connected the Vesica Pisces and the diamond, so to speak, but it's two, and then that led to the heart for the transition between connection and spirituality, which and then, but most important, I suspect, which I think is of greatest interest, were the wind and the idea of wind and movement for spirit, and then that's blue, spirituality. And then the green on the very outside, the connection of my core to my spirituality turned out to be vines and leaves.
Wow.
And that felt like, yes, I'm growing spiritually, and it's about blossoming and evolving and ever, again, more movement, that the spirit brings so much movement. And so it's just, I'm just, and then to wrap it up with circles all the way around the outside, because that's the core and you gave the core color. So it's just really way more exciting than I anticipated. And I'm really looking, I have to see whether or not I can take the course, but
Wow. But you have to upload your work so I can see it to the group.
Well, yeah, well, I will, maybe I'll send it or something or upload it. Yeah, I'll have to figure out how to do that. But so yeah, thank you. It was really a beautiful experience. So really good.
Thank you for your explanation. I could see it in my mind's eye when you described it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, I think somebody asked here, how can we analyze this map? So these maps, first of all, just to look at them, to see all the possibilities that we have, and to start to think of ourselves in terms of having so many facets, as somebody else said here, like we have so many different shades and colors. So this is like the first thing. And then the second thing is actually to go deep into this process of finding out about each color and doing it in a certain order, like one color after the other, and each of them do like a kind of a healing process for our childhood, because each of them contains so much knowledge about our childhood. So I just want to thank you for coming here tonight. It was really amazing. For me, it was really, I was afraid from it a little bit, because it's the first time I'm trying to explain it in English, which is not my language. But I feel strongly that color archetype is something important. And I hope some of you will join me in this process that starts tomorrow. So thanks a lot. Yes, see you in future events. Bye, girls.